Hello and welcome one and all. The atmosphere building very nicely here. Gorgeous, gorgeous evening. The skies are clear, the noise is fervent, the atmosphere frenetic. Well, I'm Peter Drury and I'm joined in the commentary box by the familiar figure of Jim Beglin.
Well, thanks, Peter. There's a great sense of anticipation in this stadium and I've been hit by it too.
Well, it looks like a big game, sounds like a big game. Everyone involved is absolutely up for it. Things already rolling. That looks a good ball through. No, he's just misjudged that one. Looking for a corner.
Well, height could make all the difference on these set pieces.
Messi with the short one. And here's Messi. Good chance here! And kept out by the most elastic of saves.
Really looked sharp there, didn't he? That's very well played.
That is ended up in no man's land. But it is clear to see that he is not at all happy with that.
Clearly is miffed, having made the run and not get picked out.
And that is a little undercooked. That's good pressing, squeezing the play. Well, Edmilson's selection has certainly attracted some scrutiny, but the man himself looks, as ever, Jim, utterly unfazed.
Yeah, I like him because he's got a certain elegance about him, Peter. We all know Brazilian players love the idea of getting forward, and he's probably one of the better defensive players on the ball.
So no gung-ho heroics?
No chance.
Saliba. So, Jim, what has caught your eye in these early exchanges?
Well, neither side has really grabbed the initiative, I would say. Both must have come in with a view of not making any early mistakes. So we're seeing some conservatism here.
And he's being shifted off it. Torres unable to make it happen for all his good intentions. It's a pretty loose pass. That is a great pick out. It's not an especially good pass, that. Messi, Saliba gets a foot in here. Aims beyond the defence. He's found space here. He's shifting through the gears here. Great vision. Now it's Eto'o. Well, that's a foul. Free kick's been given. Rijkaard is always scanning the pitch for targets. Another pass just keeps it ticking over. No goals as yet. Played into space. That has been cut short. Botman. That's a cute ball. Oh, quick thinking by the keeper, he did well. And he's only too happy to take that back. He can run onto that. Shevchenko! It's loose now and they want to get it back.
The keeper was likely to need his best there, and he found it.
Botman picks it up from the goal kick. Nice looking ball. Oh, the chip pass hasn't quite come off. Brahim Diaz, of course, a dribbler of outlandish ability. A probing pass. Cute ball now, how can he reach it? Cleared without hesitation. Eto'o, it's Eto'o! Oh, special! That is a special goal! Sumptuous finish, an absolute joy!
Well, when it's pieced together as efficiently as that, it's a joy to watch.
Milan have penetrated for the first time.
Well, I guess this ought to make things interesting, Peter. No doubt the opposition will now be forced to play a more open and riskier game.
Ball is over the line. And it's Rice. Threads one in. Well, that tackle was certainly sturdy. Rice has got himself a free kick. It's a good 35 yards out, this. And if you have just joined us, still just one goal between them. And the score is 1-0. And that has put paid to that. Eto. Rice. And across it goes. Moran kept his eye on it, and he's there. Cruyff engages and forces him off the ball. Brahim Diaz. Where it came from. Shevchenko. It is a corner. Yeah, that does look a foul. Referee's given a free kick.
I wouldn't fancy playing up front in these circumstances, to be honest. There's absolutely no supply.
No, not quite on the same wavelength. Brahim Diaz gets across to intercept that. Shevchenko is flagged offside. Azar. Oh, perfectly measured that. And he has slightly undercooked that one.
Well, I think the opposition saw that pass coming a mile off, and it wasn't the best decision.
Torres! And that's what you call inspired goalkeeping.
Fernando Torres actually didn't do an awful lot wrong, to be honest.
Johor Darul Tazim given another corner. Johor Darul Tazim have their third corner. Punched away. Botman looking for a runner. Goes for a shot! Johor Darul Tazim get their fourth corner. And into the grateful arms of the keeper. Milan have the chance to go the other way. No, couldn't quite catch up to that. And he cuts out the supply.
Milan really should be happy to let this half run out now and go again second.
Ferdinand can clear it away. Fernando Torres. That's an excellent interception. Knocks it into space. Van Dijk cuts it out, and it's Rice. Now it's Torres. It's a searching pass. Rice. He's going for goal! And that caused a fair bit of alarm.
Oh, the technical control was exquisite. The pummeled attempt was exasperating.
Not the most convincing of passes. Looking for options for movement. Rijkaard. No way through. Brahim Diaz. Shin to shin, bicep to bicep, and he wins out. Oh, he's going to be disappointed with that. Nicely shaped ball. No, that's been intercepted. Rijkaard. And he was quick to react. Now he's got space here. Now it's Torres. Davids. Gattuso. Tries to play it through. And he's got away from it. And Shevchenko! Oh, that is a fair try. And it's half-time. The team's still separated by one goal, but it should be very different. Milan come in leading by just the odd goal.
Yeah, I like the fact that there was a genuine flow to this game, as well as intent. But I can't help feeling that their efforts deserved that little bit more.
Milan with the game's only breakthrough. It's 1-0. So let's get the ball rolling.
Milan definitely want to carry on in a similar manner, although I would exercise some caution, Peter. You wouldn't want to leave yourself open in the early minutes trying to kill this off.
Now it's Messi. And it's Gattuso. Couldn't squeeze it through. Missed their second corner of the game. Messi plays it short. And here's Messi. Goes for the shot! That's a fair try, but just off target.
Messi has taken on too much there. That isn't one of the areas he thrives on.
And he plays one through. And he can clear it away.
That's just playing it safe and simple.
Well-timed, excellent interception. Edmilson. There's a sharp little ball here. And this is Hazard. The message is clear. None shall pass. Rice. Robertson. Now it's Torres. Hazard!
That's well played. He knew he had to mop that up.
That's an imaginative pass. Can he get on the end of this? And he's quick to return it. Hazard. And this is Hazard. Oh, great leap! Ferdinand has been caught there. It's a foul. Nesta. Just coming up to the hour mark, and it's still 1-0. Nesta calmly anticipates. That ball looks a good one. And he shoots! And he has kept it out somehow.
Shevchenko is offering a wry smile there.
They're up to 5 corners now. And it's been taken short. And he's got a chance for a shot! Oh, he's just got under that.
Oh, he overcooked that one, aiming for perfection, and he got it slightly wrong.
Pass somewhat off target.
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
Saliba, not the most accurate pass. Botman, Now that looks a decent ball. Tries to pass it through. And Edmilson. And it's Azar. Robertson. Nicely weighted ball. Too much on it, and that is an easy claim for the keeper.
Well, it's definitely the right attitude and application, Peter. They've got to keep pushing.
This is a really front-footed approach.
They just need to sort out their end product, and quickly.
Now it's Shevchenko. That's a little off target. Messi. Searching pass he's played there. Now that's well seen too. Now that pass isn't the best. A lovely pass, but can he get there? Looking for the run. Can he get it through? Oh, nicely intercepted. He's picked his way through. He's free, he has got space. The corner count is rising. That's 6. Rice goes short.
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
In once more. Brilliantly cut out. Well, that is one way to stop him. And he's looking at the referee, but the referee is shaking his head. So, Jim, what are you thinking?
There's a lot of football still to be played, Peter, so ideally they need to maintain an attacking endeavour. That's just playing it safe and simple.
Well, that's been cut out, well played. And it's Robertson. Always onto this. Towering header! And it's in! And with the match slipping away, they have hauled themselves off the canvas. It was wonderfully efficient.
He did so well there, attacking the ball the way he did. He got a strong forehead behind that one.
Cambio di giocatori.
Milan choosing to make the first change. So a couple of front-footed alterations here, a pair of forwards entering the field.
It's a bold move. The manager's made his intentions pretty clear. He's going for this.
It's starting to look very interesting, this.
This is exactly the kind of contest you'd expect when you have so much class from both sides. The next goal is going to be so significant.
Shevchenko. Ambitious ball here. Beckham is in a really good position out wide. Svila with the clearance. And they're back on the ball again. Milan are, of course, in a position to go to the bench should the need arise. Brahim Diaz. Now, can they get him away? And the through ball. Brahim Diaz. Quality ball.
Yeah, that works for me. The denial of movement, blunt and brusque.
Attenzione, una sostituzione.
Oh no, he's got that wrong. And Shevchenko! And no, he couldn't find a finish.
It's a very watchable game, isn't it? Any goal from here could well be the winner.
Looking for a run-up. That pass has been well intercepted. That's a risky ball, you've got to say. Now it's Shevchenko.
Well, there's no doubt that they want to win this, Peter. They'll have to maintain the energy and dynamism until the very end, though.
Pass is just off target. And here's Torres. And he gets rid in a hurry. Fernando Torres. It's all a little bit desperate, but it's got the job done.
Well, I thought they got off lightly there. The odds were stacked against them.
Attenzione, un cambio.
Johor Darul Tazim making further changes here, and in quick succession. So, time for a potential game changer.
Well, this could lead to the injection of energy that might disrupt the rhythm of their opponents.
And this is Torres. Torres! Oh, what has happened here? Just eases him off the ball. That has not gone well. And claimed it back swiftly. That's a good ball out wide. Into the last 5 minutes.
Well, that might be that, Peter. Maybe both sides just going to have to settle for the draw now.
Can he finish? Again, a brilliant save. The message is simple: defend this with your lives. They've played it short. And he thumps it clear. And now they can spring out of defence. Fernando Torres. Oh, well played. That has snuffed out the danger. Beckham. Now looking to orchestrate a counter.
Ci saranno 3 minuti
Sports
di
official
recupero.
showing that there will be 3 minutes of added time. And he welcomes it in. He's rising! Oh, and that one's done no damage in the end.
Yeah, I think he's going to be a bit disappointed with that, Peter. You would have fancied him to at least hit the target.
Oh, Red, nice interception. And the pass is intercepted. And that could set him on his way. He is through here. Oh, well played, well played. And he's there to belt it away. And he's chosen to go back. Ferdinand. Looking to play him in. He slings it in. And that has earned a reprieve for the time being. That has ended up in no man's land. And that will be the final act. Decent game of football, that. Intense, intriguing. And both sides, as it turns out, unable to be separated. Hello and welcome one and all. The atmosphere building very nicely here. Gorgeous, gorgeous evening. The skies are clear, the noise is fervent, the atmosphere frenetic. This is Peter Drury, and next to me providing insights will be Jim Beglin.
Hi everyone, and thanks Peter, it's great to be on board.
Colours vivid and vibrant, songs loud and proud. The tone for this game is well and truly set. So things are underway. And it's Robertson. And here's Azar. Referee has just said play on. Searching pass he's played there. Svila breathes a sigh of relief as he gets his hands on the ball. Botman makes the interception. Looking for options for movement. And into the grateful arms of the keeper.
Andrei Shevchenko, Peter, is a player who can hurt you in so many different ways.
Striking all-rounder.
Yeah, he's got the pace to get in behind, he's got the power, he's got the aerial ability, the versatility, the work rate. He's got it all.
One of the greatest strikers of all time, surely.
Very true.
That has ended up in no man's land. Robertson. And that is out and behind. It's a good block.
All he needs to do is to place this between the goalposts and basically let them attack it.
Ball is over the line. Forward tracking back like that, always appreciated by the crowd.
Well, it's not a surprise to see that these days, all part of a forward's duties.
Oh, he's having a go! Oh, that's fabulous!
Well, this is already looking rather ominous for the opposition. When a player of his calibre can open up the scoring with a brilliantly classy finish, it could be a very long match for that defence to prevent it happening again.
Oh, beautifully dispatched. There was no reaching that.
Well, for me, you can't fault the keeper there. The effort went in at the widest possible point off the upright. Nothing he could do.
Milan are already chasing the game. They didn't envisage that. And he welcomes it in. Oh, he's bustling through here. Edmilson. Pass somewhat off target. Van Dijk. Challenge just a bit on the firm side. That has not gone well. Now that looks a decent ball. Now that's well seen too. Now then, the ball's come loose. Shevchenko. Davids clears. Oh, he had to make that, and he did make it. Rijkaard is the distributor-in-chief, always looking for movers.
That's alert and sharp and very well played.
A probing pass. Oh, the chip pass hasn't quite come off. And he can clear it away. Threads one in. And he cuts out the supply. He's a sharp little ball here. Out towards the flank. Looking for the far post. Last-ditch defending, but that'll do.
Well, I wouldn't quite advise they should resort to risk-taking at this stage. There's plenty of time left yet.
That looks a good ball through. Shevchenko. It's a pretty loose pass. And it's Fernando Torres. Botman, who does have an assist to his name. The referee's awarded a free kick. It's a quick one. Some intricate passing, looking to progress the ball. And he shoots! And that's in! And there's the goal they've been looking for. Lacking for neither time nor space. It could scarcely have been more straightforward.
Yeah, keeping calm and taking a touch like that when it's all going on around you isn't always that easy, but he made it look like a doddle. Finishing it off was quite simple after that.
So that's 2 now without reply.
There's a certain authoritativeness in everything they do now. If they want to kill off this game, now's the time to get it done.
Botman. Oh, that's a key interception. Nicely spread. But it is clear to see that he is not at all happy with that.
Clearly is miffed, having made the run and not get picked out.
Shevchenko, nicely shaped ball. Rice. Some front-footed pressing going on here. Edmilson. Azar. Brahim Diaz. Brahim Diaz looking to be a menace in the final third. Fernando Torres is offering some sort of an apology there.
His teammates are really annoyed with that, you know, and they have every right to be.
Robertson. Botman. In with the challenge. And it's Shevchenko. And that was asking for too much. Well, the referee's pulled play back and has booked him for the original offence. Collier. He's going to be disappointed with that. Brahim Diaz. And it's Azar. Great vision. Shin to shin, bicep to bicep, and he wins out. Shevchenko was alert to the possibilities, but in the end it's fruitless. Botman. Swung over. Aimed beyond the defence. Robertson is sporting a guilty look after that.
Yeah, he just didn't seem to get enough on the pass, Peter, did he?
Knocks it into space. And Shevchenko! Looking for a runner. Milan are still behind as we reach out for half-time. Botman tries to play it through. Hazard. Oh, it's inches away from being a really good ball.
They'll want to make the most of this turnover.
Rice. Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. Well, the idea was a good one. The execution of it, not quite so. Oh. Great chance! Oh, it's come off the upright. And he's there to retrieve it. Whatever he had in mind, that was not it. Passing is crisp and sharp. And this is Eto'o.
Ci sarà un minuto di recupero.
Oh, here's a man adored by many, even deified by some. Botman getting this one clear. Gattuso. Now it's Torres. And the referee has blown for half-time. How's the first half compared with your expectation?
Well, I think things have worked out pretty well so far, Peter. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I think the manager has to resist change at this stage.
Well, that is the first half done, and we are ready for what follows in the second. And here is the first touch of the second half.
Well, I think they have to be positive despite the scoreline. The one thing they don't want to do, Peter, is give away an early goal. But they can't afford to get too cagey either. So attack with real devilment, go for that goal and see if they can unsettle them.
Beckham concedes a free kick for that. Defending was strong and firm. Botman opts for safety. Oh, super ball! Robertson unable to make it happen for all his good intentions. Eto'o. Good read, needed to be.
Well, it's not the best when it comes to decision-making. OK, initially he probably was afforded the space to hold on to it, but the longer he did that, the more he was going to be swamped.
Botman. Brahim Diaz. Edmilson. Tries to pass it through. And Torres! And he should have made them pay.
Fernando Torres deserves a lot of credit for his willingness to make those runs. The passers will always have an option with him.
Brahim Diaz. Here's a man who his teammates can look to in all times. Azar. Well timed, excellent interception. Oh, that's well spotted. Ambitious ball here.
I wouldn't fancy playing up front in these circumstances, to be honest. There's absolutely no supply.
Shevchenko. Spread out to the left.
Look, they've had their chance to regroup and rethink. Now they've got to stir a revival.
And it's Diaz. Edmilson. Azar, who is rarely short on confidence. Van Dijk spots it and intercepts. Played out to the left flank. Robertson received header! No, he didn't quite meet it right. Just about up to the hour now. And that's gone route one. Milan have reclaimed it. Oh, easy pickings there. Spread to the right. And this is Shevchenko. It's all a little bit desperate, but it's got the job done.
Yeah, they showed a vulnerability until the move was stifled. That'll have stirred a little concern.
That is a great pick out. And it's dealt with by the outrushing keeper. Azar. Shevchenko with the challenge, and he has given away a free kick. Driven in. Beckham. Now it's Eto'o.
They've got to make this nice and quick.
Oh, that's delightful. Saliba does really well to win the ball there. And he thumps it clear. He's had a fair tumble under that challenge. Robertson. Can he get on the end of this? Torres in acres of space out wide. Oh, he's been caught napping. And Torres! Now, who's going to be first to this? And that is a little undercooked. Beckham. Now, he's got space here. And he's picked out the run. Edmilson. Botman. It's not an especially good pass, that. Rice. That's a little off target. That's been slipped through. He's found the way through. Robertson is one of the key ingredients in the team's attack. He's got away. Forwards and with intent. Nesta gets it clear. Couldn't squeeze it through. Beckham, he can run onto that. And the finish! Oh, that wasn't the worst effort in the world.
Well, he's furious with himself, but at least the boss is applauding his effort then.
Johor Darul Tazim can now introduce the first of their substitutes. Succumbs to the pressure. Just a quarter of an hour to play. Beckham. Lovely pass, but can he get there? That's tidy. Shevchenko! And that was very necessary. And he's managed to get free. Rafael Varane. Davids. Gattuso. Rice looking understandably energised after his goal. Botman. Oh, well measured. Van der Sar claims comfortably. A slightly better ball would have led to a very different outcome there.
Well, I think the opposition saw that pass coming a mile off, and it wasn't the best decision.
He's in a great position here. That's a shade optimistic. Rafinha.
Milan are certainly now looking like a sorry lot. They haven't got a proper defence or attack.
Goes for a shot! It's run loose. Oh, he's been caught on it here. Cross from Robertson. Oh, good-looking ball. And Botman. Brahim Diaz has the space to scheme. Rijkaard did just about enough to come out on top there. Neither party overly willing to compromise.
I'm struggling to work out whether that was brave or a bit stupid. Maybe both, actually.
Dealt with nicely by the defence. Van Dijk kept aware, and it is reclaimed easily. That's a good foray he's making. Aimed at the far side. Easy enough for the goalkeeper.
Ci sarà un minuto di recupero.
The most accurate pass. And here's Beckham. Collar purring through the gears. Plenty of appeals, but the referee is not interested. And we're done. Milan perhaps ended up out of ideas and out of steam. Some warm applause and acknowledgement of the effort put in by the players, but that does not hide the overall disappointment. Your final thoughts, Jim?
Milan desperately failing to impose themselves on the game. Decidedly flat, disjointed in so many areas on the pitch, and you're never going to win like that.
So welcome one and all to a picturesque evening here. A clear night, all the ingredients for a showcase game that the passionate crowd demands. Well, I'm Peter Drury, and I'm joined in the commentary box by the familiar figure of Jim Beglin.
Thanks, Peter. It's a pleasure and a privilege for me to be here.
And the mood is boisterous. It is a perfect ambience for the central characters who are ready now to perform. And the shot! And the keeper has reacted superbly there.
Really looked sharp there, didn't he? That's very well played.
Nice interception. His positioning was spot on. Tries to play it through. And this is... Oh, he's all alone. Chance, surely! Loose ball now, and there's a chase on to retrieve it. Deftly away. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Played in, and that could well leave a mark.
Size really matters, and it's time to make it matter now.
Decent chance! And he's quick to get rid. And now they can spring out of defence. Hazard is in a really good position out wide. Stood up well to him there. Now it's Beckham. Nicely weighted ball. The ball has bounced loose. Oh, what a mistake! Beckham. Oh, that pass isn't the best. Now it's Shevchenko. And the pass is intercepted. Jim, who do you reckon is pivotal?
Well, I think the fact that this guy, Saliba's starting, I think that indicates, Peter, you're looking to play out from the back, and he's shown to be very confident.
And Messi! And that caused a fair bit of alarm.
A good disguise on that, though. I don't think many people would have expected him to absolutely clatter it the way he did.
Robertson. And it's Diaz. So, Jim, what have you made of what we've seen so far?
Well, both sides seem happy with the patient approach for now, still trying to have a good look at one another.
Fernando Torres. Too much on it, and that is an easy claim for the keeper. He won't be happy with that one. Now that looks a decent ball. Well played, that has snuffed out the danger. Messi. Messi was alert to the possibilities, but in the end it's fruitless. Brahim Diaz.
How many interceptions have we seen now? Someone's got to up the quality and set an example.
Pass somewhat off target. And he has slightly undercooked that one.
They should have done a lot better there. The final ball was very poor.
And into the grateful arms of the keeper. If you have just joined us, well, you've missed no goals. That's where it came from. Well, the runner's been sold a little bit short there.
Well, everything up to the final pass looked decent. They just couldn't pick out that killer ball.
That has not gone well. Now he's got space here. It's a pretty loose pass. Can he get it through? He's in plenty of space here.
He was too tightly marked when that came his way. Not really much he could do.
Not the most accurate pass. Nicely spread. Aims beyond the defence. Has crossed into the middle.
I couldn't quite sort his feet out in time to get it under control.
And that is a little undercooked. Nesta makes the interception. Looking to play him in. It's a promising position. Terrific effort! Boom! Header just off target.
And he did so well to get himself there. What a good effort.
Edmilson. Varane does really well to win the ball there. That is ended up in no man's land. Back towards the middle.
Johor Darul Tazim genuinely seem like a side that's confident with the quality they have out wide. They certainly like their little intricate combinations and link-ups.
Well, that's the impression. Oh, a gilt at Shevchenko! Oh, he's hit the bar! And he couldn't finish.
That's really well played. It's just the type of run you need. Off the shoulder of the last defender, stay onside.
Well, that pass isn't the best. Beckham. Driven in. He leaps for it! Harmlessly behind. And Shevchenko! It's anyone's ball now. And that's a goal kick. He's going to be disappointed with that. And he's intervened well there. Robertson is always looking to play quality balls. Koller showed plenty of zest in getting to the ball, but couldn't quite sort it out. That's really well cleared. And that's very disappointing, it has to be said. And he cuts out the supply. Whatever he had in mind, that was not it. Well, that's beautifully weighted. And the assistant referee rightly gives him offside. It's still 0-0, but no shortage of effort. Knocks it into space. Messi! Goal! Milan! Smiles broad and beautiful. That is a cracking hit.
That is simply tremendous. I mean, how easy would it have been to get across it or overhit it? Perfection.
You felt it was coming. 1-0.
Well, I think the next 5 to 10 minutes will call for real focus as the opposition will inevitably react. You can never be short of runners into space, as long as the space left behind is filled.
Punched away. Some resolute defending there. Pass somewhat off target. A probing pass. That's a decent clearance. Brahim Diaz quietly revving up. Now, can they get him away? Always onto this. Shevchenko gets flagged offside. Looking for options for movement. Oh, he's found support out wide. Impressive jump! Oh, what has happened here?
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
But it is clear to see that he is not at all happy with that.
Yeah, he just didn't seem to get enough on the pass, Peter, did he?
It's played through for him. He's got away. He's having a hit! Now that has posed a few awkward questions.
Well, that was certainly bold, Peter. He's never short on confidence.
It's a searching pass. Plays a sharp little ball here. Brahim Diaz gets a cross in. Great vision. So what can they make of this? Can he get on the end of this? Well, they've got it back in a hurry. And It's run loose, who's going to get there? Flings in across. And he's there to belt it away. The whistle's gone, and that's it for the first half. Well, there were plenty of talking points in that first half, but just the one goal. It's still anybody's game here. So your views on the first half?
Milan definitely happy with the way they've gone about things in the first half. Could they have turned more of their chances into goals? They can't let that be their regret now.
Milan have played well here, and they have the all-important lead. It's 1-0. The second half is up and running. Milan currently ahead by the smallest of margins.
Milan have really been terrific at snuffing out the threat. Now for something different.
Oh, great leap! And a neat finish! And there we have it, the two-goal cushion. One sweeping move, executed with deadly efficiency.
Yeah, when you're hit on the counter-attack like that, it's like walking into a sucker punch, and they're dazed.
Hazard! Eden Hazard! That is a beautiful thing! About as smooth as it gets. Back within one, they have them in their sights again. The lightness of step, the sharpness of movement, the certainty of finish.
Yeah, that's what the game is all about. Excitement and entertainment. What a lovely moment.
A shift in momentum, perhaps.
What a difference a half-time rocket from the manager can make. This is exactly the response he'd be looking for.
And a header! Oh, it's come off the upright. There's the crossfield ball. Messi will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. Torres providing an outlet on that flank. Van der Sar breathes a sigh of relief as he gets his hands on the ball. Robertson kept aware, and it is reclaimed easily. Ooh, a delicate chip through. Oh, that's been cut out, well played. Gattuso. Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. Cute ball now, how can he reach it? Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. Hazard. Fernando Torres. Well, that has not gone well. Played into space. Well, there is a look that says it all. A piercing stare.
Clearly is miffed, having made the run and not get picked out.
It's a pretty loose pass. That pass has been well intercepted. That is a great pick out. He's picked his way through. Well, that's a foul. A simple decision for the referee. And he has shown him a yellow card. Not the most accurate pass. Distributed tidily. Now it's Brahim Diaz. Well, that pass surprised everyone, and not in a good way. Just about up to the hour now. Cross from Robertson.
Well, that's certainly more like it. They can't let the intensity drop now, Peter.
Well, they're looking a whole lot more urgent now.
I think they just have to keep forcing the issue and they'll get clinical.
That's a cute ball. Saliba spots it and intercepts. Well, a glitch with the rangefinder there, and evident annoyance.
Well, the pass wasn't good enough, and he knows it.
Looking for a runner. That's destined for the flank. Robertson finding himself in space. He's rising! Firm header, just off target.
That's a really decent chance.
Sostituzione per il Milan. Numero 25.
Milan choosing to make the first change.
Yeah, they're looking for some imagination, and his job's going to be to add that element of craft and guile, the man pulling the strings.
Now it's Rice. Tries a shot! And he's stuck it away! They have come roaring back!
Well, I always thought they had it in them, Peter. They upped the quality as needed, and once they got going, they were awfully hard to stop.
A momentary lapse, mercilessly exploited. They were absolutely lethal.
Well, let that be a lesson to them, Peter. They have to stay focused at all times. Any lapse in concentration, voila.
And Messi! Too close for comfort. And here's Shevchenko. Nesta. And he's quick to return it. Passes short and sharp. Threads one in. And there's green grass ahead of him. Shevchenko! Milan perhaps wondering what the best time is for their next substitution. And he's managed to get free. And that's aimed into the middle. He's there and gets it away. Azar. Oh, Red, nice interception. Nicely shaped ball. No, that's been intercepted. Pass somewhat off target. Couldn't squeeze it through. Searching pass he's played there. Chips it through. It's all a little bit desperate, but it's got the job done.
Oh, that's brilliantly defended, though. It looked destined for a goal.
And here's Torres. And Torres! Oh, belter! That is a gem! An absolute gem! And the game is well and truly turned on its head. Oh, no goalkeeper would keep that out. It really was a bullet.
Yeah, you just don't save those, Peter. Too much power on, and the manager's absolutely loving this.
So the manager can make a change for the first time in the game here.
I think you have to admire his willingness to keep plugging away, but the manager has done him a big favour, I think, by taking him off. You know, he was looking very, very leggy.
So we have a breakthrough. Now how will things develop from here?
And things are much healthier in their favour. Mind you, you would have thought that when the last one went in.
Looking for the run. Oh, easy pickings there. Robertson. Oh, good spread. And this is Beckham.
Milan really might just end up kicking themselves after that. That could well have been it.
Now it's Beckham. Spread neatly. No way through. That's a throw. Ball's over the line, and it is a corner. Beckham, the regular corner taker. Johor Darul Tazim have the chance to go the other way. It'll be a throw-in. He has found the way through. Well, that defending is unapologetically persistent. It's almost personal, and it had to be. Oh, he's been caught on it here. He is through here. Mbappe! And that really should have been that.
Mbappe really thought he'd scored to settle this contest, and he's struggling to believe being denied.
Rice goes short. And now a sudden chance to counter. Messi. Oh, facing up to his adversary. This is a formidable matchup.
I think we're about to see a frenetic finish. No half measures from here.
Delivered with swing. That has been cut short. Pirlo.
Whatever happens, that's the kind of movement which raises hope.
And that was asking just too much of him. Done delicately. No, he wasn't going to let him past. And it's Pirlo. And here's Messi. And Messi! Oh, the ball's run loose here.
Well, that's good defending. He squeezed the play and he gave him no chance to get on the turn.
And he's managed to gift it back. Pinches it off him. Tries to pass it through. And he was quick to react. Looks to the other side. And that's another throw. Robertson. 5 minutes to add. Davids gets across to intercept that. It's a pretty loose pass. He steps in, and that's the end of that. Takes on his marker. Rafinha short changes him with that pass. Messi looking for options for movement. Well, that tackle was certainly sturdy. And we're done. Milan pleasingly clever on the ball. They had their moments, but ultimately they take away nothing. Well, what are your thoughts on today's game then, Jim?
Milan definitely struggled to get going. That was sensed by their support early on, and it just compounded the frustration.
And all that remains for me is to thank Jim Beglin. That's it from us tonight. A very good evening to one and all.